The Kenzai, the Awakening rules, are contained within an A5 softback book consisting of 189 pages. They are fundamentally a set of samurai era rules, but they blend the historical with the mythological to create a unique background. Using forces of 25 to 60 miniatures in 28mm size, this is a set of rules for large-scale skirmish, small-scale battle scenarios, which uses a D6 system. The rulebook begins with a guide to how to make best use of it, the basics of what is needed to play, and a brief guide to the Bushido Code, which binds the samurai in a code of honour or conduct. The emphasis is placed upon understanding the background as much as possible, hence the index outlines where to look for information about the various faction options as much as where to look for the rules. The use of an introductory section enables players to access the central tenets of the rules. The main facets such as movement, combat, the different types of die rolls, and a sample turn are covered using written and pictorial examples, simplified explanations and similar techniques. This is a handy place to start with the rules, whilst also serving as a reference point before, during and after games. The next section focuses upon the troops and units used in the game, tackling the purpose of the various troop types, their in-game stats and attributes, plus the basic formations and how they are used in the battlefield. There's also a focus upon the importance of particular troop types, such as standard bearers and army and unit leaders, who add additional bonuses to combat, the all-important honour morale roll, and add their prodigious talents to combat overall. A key feature of the rules is the use of clear explanation and examples of every aspect, in this case the line of sight and cover rules, with simple photographs of miniatures. After each section, there's a piece of narrative fiction that helps to emphasise the setting and maintain the atmosphere of the game, which is a nice touch. The game is focused upon scenarios, with 6 being included in the book. Much is made of preparing the battlefield in a fair fashion, suggesting this is a set of rules intended for use in tournament play as well as general gaming. The outline of a turn sequence is shown, with the various phases being explained in more detail. There are 2 useful turn examples which clarify the rules, again very useful as a resource. A key factor is the giving of orders, which are classified into 5 types and then organised into whether they are action or reaction orders. Having rolled for orders, players may either provide 1 or 2 activation orders to the members of their force. Troops cannot usually use 2 combat action orders in a turn unless that troop or unit of troops is duelling with an enemy. When attacked, a player may choose a reaction code from those listed. Detailed but easily accessible descriptions of the various orders are covered, again with plenty of exposition and pictures. A nice touch is the use of so-called static, support and spiritual orders, which range from taking cover to the fantastical spiritual beings using their unique powers based upon their Kai. The combat system is relatively easy to grasp, whether in hand-to-hand combat or ranged. For hand-to-hand, each combatant creates a pool of dice based upon their stats, weapons and any other factors. Both attacker and defender roll that number of dice at the same time, with the base difficulty being a 4+ on each d6. This base is modified up or down as dictated by circumstances. Each success counts as impacts, which can cause damage, and a further d6 roll is made to calculate the amount of damage caused by both attacker and defender. It is possible to fight one-on-one or multiple combats, with modifiers based upon orders given, although those outside the combat may only be given reaction orders. The ranged combat system is similar to the hand-to-hand combat rules, with different modifiers and a different damage chart. Resolution is based upon the level and scale of casualties caused, with a subsequent effect upon whether the trooper or unit removes wounds or casualty figures, retires, makes a modified honour roll to stay in the battle, and whether a victorious enemy follows up the vanquished. Having tackled the basic rules, the intermediate rules bring in the use of command decks, useful for adding bonuses to your die rolls. The Occult Powers section adds more of the fantasy and mythological elements to this game, including spiritual troops, mythological creatures and more. War machines also feature, with full rules for their use within the game. The outline of the various clans enables gamers to choose from the variety on offer, each with their own quirks and special rules, from the human to the undead, the religious to the ninja. A guide to the creation of army lists refers to an online army builder, but still contains information on how to do this with pen and paper, including a summary of special rules and points costs. The battle scenario is explained with everything from scenery to setup and victory conditions. An appendix to the rules is a number of sample army list, with a further appendix covering an alphabetical listing of the special abilities listed on the various stat profiles. Overall, this is a very well laid out set of rules, which flow remarkably easily and focus on building upon rules rather than simply making them more complex. The book itself is in full colour with some fantastic artwork and photographs of miniatures that really help to evoke the atmosphere. They could function just as easily as a set of historical samurai combat rules, but the background presented is a rich and varied one, embracing some of the classic elements to be found in Japanese myth and legend. This is also another good example of how to not only lay out a rulebook, but make it into a usable resource when gaming, with plenty of easily accessible examples and support. A great set of rules with an interesting and different premise.
This video has been produced by WI Prime. WI Prime is Wargames Illustrated Magazine's online members club. As a WI Prime member, you get access to all Wargames Illustrated videos before anyone else. We'll keep you posted on what's new via the Primetime News Bulletin delivered to your inbox every Friday. If you're not a WI Prime member, you're missing out on loads of benefits, including access to the Wargames Illustrated Vault, freebies, discount vouchers, PDFs of the latest magazine, and more. Find out more about WI Prime by following the link.